What's up, everybody? It's Omega from Omega's Gaming. Today we're gonna do PvP Magic Warden. I've been using this for the past couple days, and I absolutely love the Warden in PvP. A lot of my skills aren't maxed out or anything because this was my main tank that I used to do dungeons and trials. Um, but see, it's only 19 and 23. But doing this in PvP, it's such a good class. I'm really having an awesome time with it. It's such a badass class, and the burst potential, if you hit everything right, is great. Um, so let's go ahead and look at what I'm wearing. I'm doing 5 necro on the body, all infused. I'm trying to get as much max magic as I can. The Warden scales really good with max magicka, and I do have a lot of spell damage and recovery to go with it, so you'll kind of see where this all plays out. I don't have max enchants on this yet. If I had a gold with max enchants, with gold enchants, I would have like 55,000 magicka. It's gonna get ridiculous. I have a heavy Kina shoulder infused, and then I have a Divine's medium. I don't have an infused shoulder, but Divine's is fine because it helps me a little bit with my recovery. So I'm okay with that. Wearing 3 willpower, recovery on the neck, spell damage on the rings. My weapon is a Maelstrom Staff, and yes, I did put the increased weapon damage and spell damage on a Maelstrom Staff. I have quite a few of them, as you can see. I have another one over here that's golded out, and I think I have 2 more Maelstrom Restos, so I just wanted to do it just so that my staffs look the same when I swapped. So, but yeah, I did do that. Front bar, I'm wearing using the Maelstrom Inferno staff, golded out, sharpened. I know sharpened is going to get nerfed in the next patch, but it's still going to be good. It's not really going to change that much. Plus, you get the 198 spell damage, which is pretty awesome. Skills wise, on my resto bar, I have Ice Fortress, I have Shimmering Shield, Dampen Magic, Bird of Prey, and Blue Betty. These 2 are going to really buff your damage. Really strong shield once I get it maxed all the way. I'm actually going to take Ice Fortress off once my Resto Staff is all the way up so I can use Healing Ward. So I would use Shimmering Shield, Dampen Magic, and Healing Ward. I have Healing Thicket on the back. Most of the time you use the Resto, but like I said, it's not all the way up, and honestly, Healing Thicket it might be better. It's cheaper, and it heals you and your party, and then it continues healing you for like 20k over 4 seconds, or 18,915. So this is a great setup. All the passives, all the Warden's passives, you want all of those. Destruction and Resto, I'm still working on getting everything. Same thing with the light armor. My stats are going to increase more and more. I am a high elf for the max magicka regen, 9% regen and the 10% max magicka. I do a little bit of flame damage, so it does help with my flame damage as well. On my DPS bar, I use the Screaming Cliff Racer, the Fetcher Infection, Flame Reach, which I use Flame Reach because I'm not worried about getting the extra damage out of the other one. This is a range build, so I want to be able to keep people at a specific range, and the specific range is the 20 by 7 meters that this Deep Fissure is. Because Deep Fissure is basically going to be what wrecks everyone's shields, just tears their health apart. So you want to make sure that you keep them about there, and you have all the range you need to. It's kind of a hard combo to hit, but if you can hit everything, it's ridiculous. Inner Light, obviously my max magic will go up once this is done here, and then I use the Northern Storm for 2 reasons. 1, increases your max magicka, and 2, I have shredded groups of people with this. It does 5k crit damage, slows them, you take 30% less damage, and if you're running in a group, so does your group. So this really helps just slaughter people. And with how fast you gain, because I do use this as the one that gives us the major heroism, so I'm always spamming this. It keeps crystal frags at bay, different things like that, and it makes this pop up quick. So it's not like this takes a long time. And if you're using your combo while this is going, it ends up being pretty ridiculous. So when I buff up, I have 47,000 magic. Without a potion, 1848, 20, 10, 26, 18. With my Kina proc and my damage glyph, that goes to 3,600 even. My spell pen is kind of shitty, but like I said, all of my stuff isn't up, and I'm using the astronaut so that I can keep this high because I want to have at least 1,800. If I have 1,800, I never have any problems with magic, and then because my magic goes up so high, and I'll get it above 50 eventually, you don't have magic issues whatsoever. High magic, when that goes up to 3,600, um, your cliff racer, I think it says like 12 or 13k, and it's not even all the way up yet. I mean, I'm 11.26 without anything going up. Now look at this infection, 23,000 at level 1, 14,000 at level 1, and I'm not even buffed up. This goes up to like 18, and this goes up to almost 30k. And you got to remember, every other cast deals 50% increased damage. So whenever I fight someone, I instantly double spam this. One cast, two cast. It's very cheap, 1702, and I have almost 50,000 magicka. Double cast it, so it's doing over 30 to 35k in 10 seconds. So it's a 15k dot in 10 seconds in PvP, almost a 20k if I'm completely buffed. So this alone can actually kill somebody. It destroys shields. Shields are not an issue if you run this. I see people on YouTube and no one ever runs this, and I don't understand it. When you throw this dot on too, I mean, it's just they have no shields. You can't keep your shields up with this shit going on. Always casting Deep Fissure and then heavy attacking into the Cliff Racer. If you do that, my Cliff Racer hits crit wise about 8k with everything buffed, and then like a medium weave attack is like 3 or 4. So that's a 12k burst right there, not including the. I've had this hit for about 11,000. So I mean, just that burst right there can kill, not including these two massive dots. Lots of damage. Let's see. I'm using the Witch Mother's Potent Brew. That's also where my stuff comes from. So I mean, I could have, if I put on the one, I would probably hit the 50k mark if I was using max health. But I feel fine with this the way that it is, and it works really well for me. Like I said, this will go up to 3,600, so it's really good. Because of being a high elf, everything works together with this build. Let's get into champion points. I haven't figured out the perfect set for champion points for this, but I just kind of set it up the same way I do like my DK and my Magic Templar that hit really hard. I go 56 into Elemental Expert just for the magic damage because you do a lot of magic damage. Elfborn, get that 19%, because when you do crit, it does hit really hard. 51 into Mastered Arms to get that 19%. Remember, we're trying to stay at whole numbers because everything rounds down. So if it was 19.99, it's still 19. It doesn't round up at all. And then Thaumaturge, 19%, because that Fetcher Fly is it's a monster dot. It's probably the strongest dot in the game. And it's not an AoE dot. Like, it's a single target. It attacks one person and just mangles them. It's very important to have the 51% in here. 28 into Ironclad. 49, 49, 28. 56, because I do like my shields. 51 into Break Free. You are going to get constantly stunned. Stunning is the name of the game, obviously, if you're playing PvP. So this 51% is extremely important. 64 for that. I do full charged heavy attacks when I am on my resto bar. If my magic does get low, which doesn't normally happen, but if it does, I definitely want to be able to restore that as fast as possible. And then Tumbling, because I do dodge roll like Crystal Frags and stuff. I don't block them. I dodge roll instead. So if I ran Tri-Foods, my stamina would be a little bit higher. With 10k, I would probably be like 12 or 13, but I don't want to lose the max magic, to tell you the truth. I'm okay with where it's at. I don't have a problem with it. It all works really well. I tried this with like dual swords. Like, I have gold Torag's Pack swords that I tried this with, one Nirnhone and one sharpened. this was the hardest I could get my Cliff Racer and everything to hit was with this setup. I tried a lot of different ways to do it, and this just seemed, on like the test dummies and everything, to be the best way to run this class. And as you can see, this hits super far away. I mean, I love it. I love it. I really recommend that you guys check this out. Warden isn't really played as much, and I actually kind of like that, to tell you the truth. I don't like playing the same shit that everybody else plays, but it's a really, really, really good class. If you like the DK, I think it has a lot of the same stuff as the DK. You know, you have your shields to block stuff, big buffs. You have some of the abilities that the Nightblade has, and you even have really long range burst smacks, kind of like a Crystal Frag. So it's kind of all the magic classes for the most part rolled into one. It's a master of none, but it's really good at everything. So I recommend you guys check this out. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave me any messages, like if you guys want to see. I have a couple clips that I made today of going through this and smacking noobs. So just let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see, and I'll get on them, and I'll make sure I get them posted whenever I'm not at the firehouse. All right? Have a good day.